No, hard. Batman Forever for the Super Nintendo. I'm going to be playing as Robin here. And I'm going to be playing on hard difficulty, which really doesn't make much of a difference, but it sounds more impressive. So, I'm going to go ahead and clear my timer. Featuring Brian Smidge. Alright, let's do it. Hard mode, normal, let's go. Robin. Do 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 do. Again, I time by SDA timing, so I'm not going to be starting the timer until I gain control. Alright, here we go. Oh, don't worry, my tea is refilled. Thanks for looking out for me, though. Alright, so this is Batman Forever. This is a truly atrocious game, and this is one that a lot of people had when they were younger, and never really managed to get anywhere. And I don't blame you, and I'm one of you, so you're in good company. No, I mean, you're not in good company. You're in my company. So, I'm sorry. Alright, that's not really what I wanted to happen. So this is a beat 'em up that uses the Mortal Kombat 2 engine. He's not dead. He's not dead. So the controls are like the biggest problem that everybody immediately notices. Hold on. So all of the face buttons are attack, high kick, low kick, and high punch, low punch. Guard is L. R is strafe. And select is your grapple. And to grapple up, you have to push select, and then up to go through floors, you have to go press R, and down is a whole bunch of really awful, wonky button combinations to do things that are really, really simple. Another really fun thing, that attack right there is down toward Y, but this is quarter circle forward Y. So the game also makes a distinction between down forward and quarter circle forward. And if you try and do any special move, you have to release the D-pad completely to neutral before you push the face button. So like this roll is toward Y, but in reality it's toward release D-pad, then push Y. And grab is also toward A, hold A, toward release D-pad, A, hold A, push down. So I'm going to be doing these inputs pretty much constantly throughout the entire game. And you can probably hear them on my controller, but if not, it's important to note that this game controls like total garbage. So this stage actually doesn't follow the movie at all. This stage is Arkham Asylum. Oddball, nice job. That's why everybody's mad, or Anglophile. They're all in the insane asylum. Good old Anglophile. Nearly every enemy in this game has a unique name, which is really, really part of the charm. Didn't want to jump. Wanted to kick him back. Got him. So the reason I use Robin over Batman is because of that attack that you just saw. The thing that looks like a flashlight. I think it's actually called the Sonic Blast weapon, but I mean, let's be real, it's a flashlight. The flashlight is unblockable, it hits high and low, can't be jumped over, it just knocks you down if you try and jump over it. And it disables the enemy for like 5 full seconds, which lets you get a free grab off of them. So the flashlight is easily the most overpowered thing in the entire game. And Robin also has a gun, which is good for Two-Face, and good for just like generic thugs that are across a gap that you can't get to. And the reason why it's really important to be able to set up grabs consistently is because nothing in this game does damage. Like, even just like a full, solidly connected uppercut will do like 1 letter of damage to an enemy. So the only way to do meaningful damage is by either using the grab, the throws, or by taking advantage of invincibility frame issues that this game has. And in most cases, I combine the two. So, I'll do a... oh, nice throw! Nice throw, Darkseid. Okay. When an enemy is staggered, they don't have any iframes, so what I'll do is I'll throw them, and then while they're being staggered, while they're recoiling, I'll do a roll, and the roll will end up hitting like 2 or 3 different times, and it stacks the damage like crazy on them. Alright, so what you noticed right there, well, what you might have noticed, is that I got blocked. I tried to grab and the guy blocked me. That's Yakuza, save the dude. Blocking is extremely common in this game, and these guys read your inputs. So, as you get later and later in the game, the enemies get more and more difficult, and the chances of them blocking increase. And it gets to the point where you just can't try a raw grab on anybody. You'll get blocked and counterattacked pretty much immediately. So to set up grabs, I have to either wait until they're in stagger and unable to block, or I have to use the flashlight on them. Alright. So the other way to do damage, in addition to grabs, is like this. If you face away from the enemy and you roll through them, they don't have any iframes, and I don't understand why that is. So a common strategy here is... jump. There we go. A common strategy is to just, like, strafe walk towards an enemy, and then roll backwards through them, and it'll do a ton of damage, and if you space it properly, you can finish the roll and go immediately into a grab. Alright, he's dead. Because they're going to be staggered from the roll, and then you stand up, you grab them, you do the neck breaker, and you can go immediately into another roll from that. So, the main combat that you're going to see from me is strafe walking, doing the back kick because it's really fast, and it has really good range. It's Robin's fastest attack. To space them out perfectly so I can do a back roll into a grab. That's more or less what you're going to be seeing here. The reason that I played the Super Nintendo version is just because this is the one that I grew up with and I need revenge. That's the only reason I played this game. I play it because I had it when I was younger and I never made it anywhere in this. The game's truly terrible. That guy blocked me even though he was facing the wrong direction. That's how crazy the blocks are. And this is only stage 2 out of 8. That attack, well, it looks cool, doesn't really do that much damage. I just kind of do it to create space. I have to wait for Nemesis here. That time my grab just didn't work. I'll just shoot him. The Genesis version of this game doesn't have the hold-on screen, so the Genesis version would be a lot faster. But the Genesis version is also one that I don't have, and one that I don't care to spend money on. And please don't send me a copy, because I won't play it. So, my PB in this game is a 40-15, I think? 40-15. And that's a quite good run. The problem with this game is that things are always going to go wrong. You can never get everything to line up properly, because the enemies just they read your inputs, and eventually they're just gonna decide that you're dead, and 2 enemies are gonna just combo you to death. And there's literally nothing that you can do about it. I think this is the last guy. Is what a fool would say. Alright, that should be the last one. Alright, so the first stage was Arkham Asylum. And this stage is the bank. This is where the Batman Forever movie actually begins. With that bank scene where Two-Face and thugs steal the vault. They airlift it out on a helicopter. That's where we're at right now. This stage is the longest stage in the entire game, and it's just terrible. It takes so long to play, because you've got these mandatory loading elevator sections, and you have a loading zone into and out of those. So before the elevator even happens, you have hold on, and then after the elevator happens, you have hold on. And then you've got like 5 different screens that look all completely identical. So this stage is terrible. I hate playing this stage. I really don't mind playing the rest of the game just because it's nice to actually get this game to respond the way that you want it to. Alright, there's Tarantular. That's my favorite name in the game. Tarantular means that this is the last room, or second final room, and that means that I don't want to move at all in the elevator. There's a bonus screen in this elevator after you kill Tarantular. If you shoot the top and then jump, the game will take you to a different screen. You end up losing like 2.5 minutes. You get a collectible, but that's it. Alright. So we've got to kill Mac, I think. Mac. And then we're taken to what Clage and I call the train, but it's really the vault being airlifted out. Now in this section, if I drop through the floor, which is for some reason allowed, I die. And if I'm hit at all, I usually die. So, fortunately for me, if the enemies fall off the screen, they also are gone. They don't die, but they're gone. So I want to make sure that I'm the one controlling the space and dictating how this battle goes. I can spawn camp one side. Oh, normally I can. Throw him! Nice. Nice. Should be one more guy. I'm gonna stun him just to be safe. And that's it. No deaths on the train, or vault. That's super, super good. Yeah, my tea has iced tea. So this screen here is where you equip the gadgets. Both characters have a number of gadgets that they can choose from. I think Robin has 9. I think they both might have 9. There are 2 that you have by default. You have the flash bombs and the batarang, which are total garbage, but required to break floors and stuff. And you have the 2 optional weapons. Like I said before, with Robin, I'm going to be using the... Is he dead? Alright. I'm going to be using the flashlight and the heat ray for the entire game. Batman is unfortunate in that he has basically no gadgets that are useful. Alright, come down here, Bilbo. Nice, chipped him out. Oh, come on down, come on down. Shoot. Chainsaw isn't coming down here, so I have to go back up and fight him. I hope that killed him. It didn't, it didn't. Alright, so this is the circus now. This is where Robin's family is killed. But in the game, apparently just there's a whole bunch of clowns that really hate Robin. So that's, I guess, what's going on here. Unfortunately for the enemies, if they're stuck in high punch string, which is the god because it's Mortal Kombat engine, they can't really do anything. Rather, if they're caught in high punch string and there's a wall or another enemy behind them, they can't break free and you can just jab all of their health away. Alright, here's Nardo. He is my second favorite name in the game. gonna grab this health that spawns here. Okay. So you see the timer at the top here. If the timer reaches 0, you game over. The bomb goes off, and that's GG's. The fun thing about this game is that it's really, really terrible at clearing RAM. So the timer stays if you just do a soft reset between runs. Or like if you beat this stage and you game over in stage 4, and then you try it again from the beginning, when you get to stage 3, the timer is going to be at the same value that it was when you ended in the previous run. So if I finish with 2 minutes left on the timer, and then I decide to play through this again, I'm going to have 2 minutes to start with on the timer. Which is hilarious. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Alright, that works. The best thing about that problem is that if you run out of time in this stage and you game over, because that's what happens. Doesn't matter how many lives you have, you just game over. So if you game over in this stage and you start again without hard resetting your game, without power cycling, you game over instantly when you enter this stage. You don't even get to play. You just reach stage 3 and it's game over because you start with 0 seconds. And that's also true that the RAM clearing issues are also a factor for enemy aggression. So I mentioned that enemies get more aggressive, more dangerous as you get later in the game. Nice. No, not nice! Mongo! Dang, that's really unfortunate. My life count really doesn't matter in this. I'm pretty much guaranteed to finish the game regardless, but I didn't want to die there. So yeah, if you actually finish the game and then start another run, or if you're like me and you finish the game and want to do another attempt, you have to power cycle. Otherwise, the enemies in stage 1 are going to be kicking your ass. They're going to be blocking everything. They're just going to be comboing you from 100% health to 0. It's unbelievable. So Clage and I made the mistake of, when we were doing co-op runs, we made the mistake of not hard resetting between 2 runs, and we got super high aggression Mr. Gray in stage 5. You'll see who he is in a bit. And he cost us 18 minutes in a speedrun. Again, as a reminder, our co-op PB is 40 minutes and 20 seconds. Mr. Gray cost us 18. So, yeah, this game is really bad about clearing RAM between attempts. I might see if I can just back kick this guy to death. No. So like I said, when an enemy is staggered, they can't block. It turns out that throwing an enemy into a wall, or using a grab attack on an enemy into a wall, means that you can just grab chain them, because they're going to be staggered after the grab. Okay, they're going to be staggered after the grab, but they're not moving away from you. So you can just do a throw attack into another throw attack. Alright, so this stage is Two Faces Warehouse. This doesn't actually appear in the movie. This is just kind of a stage. Alright. I'm gonna use my gun here. This dude's Spike is really aggressive and really stupid. And I don't want to try and swing over there with him alive, because he's usually just going to hit me into the acid. Okay. There's an extra life up here that I'm gonna grab. This should be the last extra life that I need to collect in this round. Should be. Famous last words. Nice use! Nice use, dude. Black Mask, the god. This is really bad. So when an enemy falls into an environmental hazard, they get a ridiculous amount of iframes. Like a really gross number of iframes. And you can't do anything about it. And many enemies will just jump into environmental hazards of their own volition. Or they'll use charge attacks when they're close to an edge, or they'll roll off an edge as a counter to you using something that attacks high. And they fall in there, they take basically no damage, and then I should be able to make this. And then they're invincible for like 10 full seconds, and you can't do anything about it. So it really sucks. We want to avoid that happening. Okay. This is Daddy Cool. Oh, we got him right where we want him. Right where we want him! Turns out, enemies that are on a higher level than you can't actually block high jab string. Do. One other thing that I guess I didn't mention. Oh, he's almost dead. I could just uppercut him. I'm not sure what killed that guy. So that thing that I did right there, and right there, I rolled and grabbed the enemy out of the roll. You have a really small window where you can... Nice. You have a small window where you can grab an enemy as they're being swept. And rolls sweep in this game. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Big Kev! What a god! What's my plan here? It didn't kill him. I think the acid will kill him. So yeah, if you space the roll perfectly, so that your roll ends like in the first half of the model that you're targeting, you can actually grab them before they get, or after they get swept, but before they hit the ground. And that's just another convenient way to set up a grab. Alright, that'll kill him. Alright, so it's time for the boss fight. We have Sugar and Spice and Two-Face. Now, Sugar and Spice both spawn at the very beginning, but we don't want to fight them both at the same time because they cheat. I think she might be against the wall. Yep. Oh! She was, but I didn't kill her. Alright. So we kill one and then kill the other, and now we have Two-Face. Two-Face has a number of attacks, and he has a different arsenal of attacks depending on what direction he's facing. That was perfect luck. When he faces left, he has harmless things. He has a kick, he has some knives, and then he has the asshole move of all times where he flips a coin, is completely invincible for like 10 seconds, and heals his health, and can chain it infinitely. So that's kind of neat. When he's facing the right, though, he has a full screen, basically invincible. Whoa, that's not what you're supposed to do. Fanatic. Alright, let me kill this guy. Then you'll get yours. That was the Berserker. B-E-S-E-R-K-E-R. Yeah, so the gun that Two-Face fires is full screen, and I think unblockable, and nearly instant death. It's a machine gun, and every bullet does like 2 letters of damage. It's insane. Two-Face can only be hurt by things that hit his face, but it turns out that gun hits his face, so we just use that. And Two-Face also can't block and he can't crouch, so the only thing that he can do to avoid damage there is use... Come on! 5 blocks in a row. The only thing he can do to avoid damage there is by using an attack that gives him invincibility frames. Alright, so stage 5 is a really, really horizontal stage. There's a top level and a bottom level, and that's it. The top level is many screens long, and the bottom level is just one screen. But that screen is a jerk. So if you fall down, you're never required to go down to the basement, but if you fall in the basement, it's just a really, really long stretch of a lot of enemies that are really high aggression and hate you. And a switch on one side that you have to hit, and the exit on the complete other side. I don't know where... There he is. Dark Angel. Okay. Alright, so here we go. This is the girder room. This is the single worst room on the Super Nintendo library. This is a platformer that... or a beat-em-up that barely functions as a platformer. And it has a precision platforming section. It's not that precise. The first... What the fuck? I tapped forward! Alright, well, you're gonna get to see it again. God. Alright, here's the basement. Here we go. Now, fortunately, we're gonna be okay because we didn't actually start the girder room. We killed the first 2 enemies, but we didn't actually break any of the girders. And that's okay. That's okay. But if I actually made that jump the way that I was supposed to, you'd land on the other side and you have to fight a bunch of enemies that are really dangerous and like to throw you off the girder. And some of the girders start breaking, and that's where the platforming gets really, really ridiculous. But I didn't trigger Mr. Gray, and I didn't break any platforms, so we're still fine. It's just a big time loss. And this girder room co-op is awful. It is truly the worst thing you can experience. Alright, again, let's do it. Alright. So that's the girder that falls. So we want to avoid being on that one. Mr. Gray is dead. We saw him die. There's Bug Eye. I'm just gonna shoot these guys now to be safe. Should be one other guy. Frenzy, maybe? Who are you? I don't actually know who this guy is. He's not Brainstorm. Alright, doesn't matter. We have Dust Devil. Nope, Psycho. Dust Devil's in the lower region. Nope, nope. He's Frenzy. Alright. There we go. Go! Go! Alright, we're out of there. We're out of there. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. I don't need the extra life. We can just go. So Mr. Gray once... I had one attempt where... this was a while ago. I had made it to the end of that screen, the girder room, and the exit hadn't spawned. So I made it to the end and just nothing happened. So I had to fall in the basement, go back to the beginning of the stage, go through the girder section again, and Mr. Gray was alive again. Every other enemy was dead, but Mr. Gray was alive. So I'm always super paranoid about Mr. Gray. Alright, we want to wait for Dribbly here. Here he is. I want to leave that health. I don't want to collect that yet because I don't need it. Riddle? Ah, nope. Well, now we need it. What are these guys doing? What's Buzzard doing? What's Buzzard doing? Alright, I'm gonna have to get the backup health then. there. Can we see Fat Gun? I have no way to manipulate Fat Gun, and it's their rarest attack. But if they use it, I'll get hit by it. Oh, nice kick, Maelstrom. So now you see enemies starting to coordinate their attacks and starting to be bigger jerks. He took my money, dude. Let's try again. Okay. Health isn't great, but I'm not gonna... There are 2 health drops over there. I'm just not gonna wait for them. Doesn't really matter. Alright. Babylon. Babylon skip successful. So this game can only spawn 2 enemies at once, and this train has maybe 20 possible enemies, but as long as I don't kill the first 2, it can't spawn others. It will never despawn enemies unless they're dead. Well, dead or gone. Oh, Necroman! Quick, spawn them! Nice. So this is Evil Death and his friend. Zombie, I guess? Evil Death is one of the highest aggression enemies in the game. He's been known to chain attacks together that cannot possibly be chained together. This is Mutant. Quick, spawn Blaze! Spawn Blaze! No. Alright. So the gimmick with that train is that you can only be hit by the engine of it, you can only be hit by the first car, and only if you're not crouching, only if you're standing or in the air. So, what you do is just crouch, crouch behind, or crouch under the very front of it, and then you can attack afterwards. And the enemies don't know about that. The enemies don't know how to dodge the train. So they end up... Interesting. They end up taking a lot of damage from it. Here's Fireball. Oh, nice use! Nice use, Lawless. Warlock is another really, really dangerous enemy. Not all enemies are created equal in this game. There are some enemies that just have extremely high aggression and are the destroyer of planets. So there's an enemy in Stage 7 named Judas, and he has really, really low aggression. He just won't hurt you at all. He just kind of stands there and he feels bad. But there are other enemies in the same stage that are just ruthless, and you have to have them disabled for pretty much the entire time you're in contact with them. Otherwise, they will just wreck you. They will end everything that you've known and loved. All right, so I want to spawn Jennings and Wobbler over here. They're 2 more Riddler thugs. Get out of here. So Jennings should be the one right in front of me here. Instead, we got Jennings and Brian, or whatever, Jacobs. Now we'll spawn Wobbler. I guess I'll just jab string him. Bill Blade? So now we're getting to the point where enemies can start to counterattack you while they're being hit. Column D, Boy Bets. Judas is through a fake wall on the far right of this screen, if you're curious to find him on your own. I'm not going to show him off because I always feel bad when I kill him, and I don't need the extra lives. Primate. So we want to kill Jerome before Knacker appears! Knacker is the danger. Sultan. Sultan and his friend Bertini, who sounds like a drink. Alright, we're sitting pretty right now. So you're required to go through this fake wall to the left. The game will not progress until you do, which is pretty interesting. So we grabbed an extra life and some health packs. Antonio, is he dead? He's not dead. Oh, he is. We've got Ellis. Slasher, I think? Oh god, no, not that! He should be dead here. Alright. Now, this elevator is the most dangerous part in the game, and not because I'm at risk of dying, but because I'm at risk of soft-locking the game. So there are 2 waves of 2 enemies, and I've had, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times, I've had these enemies just leave the screen and never come back. And you're required to kill them. No! Oh god. Okay. Jinx is still there. Keep him centered, keep him centered. Keep him centered! Don't do anything crazy, Robin! Alright, we're fine. Yeah, sometimes they just leave and they're gone. And you're required to kill all the enemies in this screen before you can move on. And, if they're gone, you can't kill them. Alright. So this enemy, Frankie, he's, I think, the highest aggression enemy in the game. Or close to it. If you play the training mode in this game, essentially what happens is that you have to play through these waves of enemies, and then it increases the difficulty one at a time until they're at max aggression, and then you win. There are 17 different levels in training mode, so I'm pretty sure the way that the difficulty works in this game is that every enemy has a set aggression level. So I think there are 17 different aggression levels for enemies in this game, and I think it's different for every single enemy. Because some enemies are just absolutely ruthless, and they consistently destroy me, and other enemies just consistently never do anything. Tommy? 4 blocks? Tommy has disproportionately low health. Alright, so here's another interesting thing. I'll just sit on the statistics screen for a bit. The game tracks enemies, secrets, pickups, and blueprints. Blueprints only exist in 4 different stages. If you get 100% of any of those besides blueprints, you get an extra life at the end of the stage. So technically a 100% run would exist, but the problem is if an enemy falls off a ledge and disappears, or if an enemy is killed by his friend instead of you, then you don't actually get credit for the kill. And if you remember back to the parts of the game that I've played so far, there's that entire section in Stage 2 with the vault being airlifted. If a single enemy falls off of that, the category is failed. If a single clown moves in Stage 3, basically, the category is failed. I can't get out of here. Give me this health. If one of these thugs, they have grenades. If a grenade hits another thug and kills him, the category is failed. And most of the time, you can't actually prevent this from happening. So the closest I think you would be able to feasibly get to a 100% category is all pickups and all secrets. Because those require killing every enemy anyways, or making every enemy go away, I should say. And the blueprints, stages 2 through 7? I don't know, there are only 4 weapons 2 through 6. 2 through 6 have blueprints. Don't do it, Chaz. Don't do it. Don't do it! Don't do it! This elevator is incredibly hard to do. You just have no space to navigate. If you collect all of the blueprints in any one of those stages, you will you'll unlock a secret move, and you'll probably wish you hadn't. Nice attack, Partridge. Oh, I got him. Alright, Remington, I think, is maximum aggression as well. Remington is super, super dangerous. Get out of here! So that little dance I was doing with that guy is because he kept blocking my grabs. Alright, so I have to swing forward. And then, I'm gonna shoot this guy, actually, while he's here. I don't know if this is Rocky or if this is other guy. He's dead now. The main guy I wanted was Tricky D, though. Tricky D is a sneaky guy. Alright, now we have, Rocky. This is Rocky. So this screen sucks. This screen's really, really terrible to play. Because all of these, not all of them, but the girders that don't have the bright green in the middle, like the three here, you see this bright green circle and this bright green circle and this one here, that means that these aren't going to break, but all of the other platforms are going to break. And they create these holes that the enemies are just going to walk into, and they're going to stay invincible for the entire fight. So right here I have one tile that I can stand on, and 2 extremely high health enemies. I don't even know where Oddball went. I'm just gonna keep firing these until I see legs fly into the air. Is he dead? He's dead. Normally what happens is that all of those platforms break, and the guys just kind of stay in the invincibility part, and you can't do anything about it. They're just there, and they cost you like 50 seconds. So this was extremely above average. Alright, this is the final screen of the game. This screen's pretty okay as long as you catch the earliest cycle. So what I need to do is stop El Diablo and knock him down here. Completely get him out of the question. You have to hit these holographic pads, and there are 5 of them that you need to hit. It requires some really stupid platforming, which doesn't really work in this game. Alright, so right about here I can go. But if you wait too long, if you get stalled by El Diablo for too long, then those rivets get really, really desynced, and it becomes completely impossible to make it to the top platforms. Shit. That's not what I wanted to happen. It's really, really important that you kill Hollow Riddle before he does anything like that. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Alright, good. We're just gonna chain him like this. Throw into flashlight, he can do nothing about it. Now we have 3 boss fights left, and then the game is complete. So we start with Two-Face. Two-Face is the same fight as before. We just shoot him directly in the face. He's not dead yet. Ding. Now we have Big Riddle. Big Riddle is a character that never really made it into the movie, unfortunately. He's the Riddler in a, I don't know, super strong costume. Big Riddle is really dangerous because sometimes he can just do like frame perfect counter and wreck your shit. But he's not doing that here mostly. Once we get him into the corner, we get knocked down apparently. We can just keep him staggered so he never really gets a chance to do anything. And then we flashlight the Riddler right as he spawns. He's right against the wall. And that's that. Easy peasy. So, that's Batman Forever. It is truly a video game. Yeah, the invisible maracas girl is, oh, God, what is the, what's her name? Dr. Chase Meridian? Is that her? It's the romantic interest of, what's his name? Val Kilmer. GG, Game of the Year. I agree. Game of the Year every year. Alright, what are we looking like on schedule here? I could either let the credits roll, or I could just immediately start the next run. Arcade's Revenge was supposed to have started 6 minutes ago. Alright, let's do it. World record for reference is 4 minutes faster than this, almost exactly. I have a 40-minute and 15-second run with Robin. My PB with Batman is like... I don't know, like 7 minutes slower than that. Batman has serious problems.